Hello everyone. Welcome to today's video where I will be talking about the inspect tool in Google Chrome. So here, for example, we have the Apple Watch website, apple.com/watch. And basically as a web designer / web developer, you use this tool a lot to inspect other websites. So if you like a certain or a particular type of website, you say, oh, that's pretty cool. How did they do that animation? Or how did they style this certain section? How did they make this navigation look like this, right? You would use this Chrome inspection tool to basically inspect these certain sections. So to start off, you're here in Chrome, right? You're here in a website that you like. I really like this Apple Watch website. And what I do is I right click and click inspect. And once I click inspect, I have this view on the right side. So you have on the left the view of the website that you were analyzing. And then on the right, you have this new view with all this code and with all these CSS styles over here. And then you have this also at the bottom, like the console, the issues and all that. Here, we don't really need this for now. What I want to show you are these two things. These are the two things that I usually look at the most. Everything else I usually look at sometimes. I would recommend you try it out yourselves and look at what you find here in these different tabs. But I usually just click this button, and this one, and I look at this, right? So let's get started. So we have this screen on the left, and what we can do is we can also drag this left and right and make it smaller, but I like to keep it like this so that we can see both of these views. And then what you do in order to inspect something, because if I were to put my mouse over something over here, nothing would happen. But if I were to click this, and that now I can basically go here and I can see, oh, look, this is the logo. It has like this massive space. This is their container or their stack. If you like to develop in Framer like I do, their stack, and they have a big space between the logo and this stack. And here there's these two logos, these three logos, right? And you can also kind of see how the padding that it has, the size of the logo, and so on and so forth, right? And over here, you can also see, for example, the main stack, which is this one. And you can see kind of the background color. You can see the font size, which is 17 pixels. They have this SF Pro text. So it's basically highlighting all of the daughter stacks, or the daughter elements, not the daughter one, the children element, I would have to say, in this particular stack. And then if you want to go even deeper, you can just hover over something. You can just hover over this, for example, and you can even click on it, and it points to you where in the code this particular Apple Watch Series 10 text is. And you can see it right here, Apple Watch Series 10. So yeah. And then as you go here, you can also see the different properties of this Apple Watch Series 10 text. It's 12 pixels. It has this line height. It has this font weight. It has this letter spacing. It's this font family, and so on and so forth. So basically, this is like a good overview of looking at a site that you like and seeing how they build certain things. So what I want to do today is we see this Apple Watch website, and what I want to do now is I want to basically build this Apple Watch website, at least a small part of it until here or something, in Framer, so that you guys can see, you guys can go through it together with me. I'm going to provide the link to this Apple Watch clone website in the description below, so you can download that and follow this tutorial with me. So if you guys are ready, let's go. So I just opened this Framer project called Apple Watch Clone Inspect Tutorial. Again, it's going to be in the link in the description. Once we are finished with our exercise, you're going to see kind of like a finished version of this based on the inspector tool that we're using in Google Chrome. Again, Google Chrome is the tool that I'm using, not Safari, it's Google Chrome. So I'm working right now on a little MacBook air. So basically I don't have a screen, so we gotta just flip the screens like this, so bear with me with that. So what I want to do is I want to actually decrease the size a little bit so we have the desktop view. We can have something like this. This is fine. And then what I want to see is that, okay, we have now this main nav bar, and we have this nav bar seems to have like a padding of 22 pixels. So it says 0px and 22px where it says padding, where I'm highlighted right now. That means that there's 0 on the top and bottom, but there's 22 on the right and left. So what we can do right now is we can start building this banner. So we go back to Framer, we get an F for frame, and we just draw it in here, and we convert it into a stack, right? So now in the stack, the first thing that we do, like we just saw, let's create the padding on the right, 22, and on the left, 22. Boom, that's the first thing that we do. Second thing that we do is we can take out this ugly blue color. So now we just have this nice stack. So let's go back to Chrome, make sure that this is selected. And okay, we got that padding of 22 pixels. You can see that it's 1024 times 44. So we can even go back to Framer and make sure that the height is about 44 pixels. So it's like something like this. Okay, and then we go back to Chrome and we see we got the logo in one stack here. They're actually all with the same margin. It says 8 pixels, so it has like an 8 pixel margin between everything. So we just need one stack that basically wraps up all of these different points, right? So we're gonna have one stack inside of this main stack. So actually this is the main stack. Then there's this one, and then there's this one, right? So let's do that. So we got this main stack that's out here. It's 44 pixels. It's gonna be probably a fill. So we can make this not fixed, but well, let's first make this fit content, and then we make this a fill, and then we duplicate this and we put it in here. This is gonna be, and then this one we're gonna actually remove this, and this lower one, this child one, we're gonna add a max width of about 1280 pixels. And we do that because we don't want it to be completely stretching out to the right and left. We want it to stop in the middle, right? And then inside of the stack, well, what we can do is we can bring in some type of icon. For now, we don't really need or we can use an image, right? We can use a little image. And let's see how small the image is in the Apple website. So we got the Chrome thing, and we can see that it's 30 by 44. So 44 in height, and then it's a 30 width, right? So let's do that. Let's go back here. Let's actually make it about 30 pixels and 30 pixels. And what we can do is we can just bring it in here, and boom, and we have the first logo. And now we have the text, so it's going to be navigation. Let's just write navigation for now, as you can see. And the font is called, let's see what the font was called again, SF Pro, I think. SF Pro display. I don't know if Framer has that, but if not, we can just keep on using this Inter. Oh yeah, they do. SF Pro display. So they have the SF Pro display. We can bring the text in here, and let's inspect to see how big this text is, right? So let's click on this again, and let's move this and see the font size. Well, it says 28 pixels, but that's not true, because now it's 28 pixels because in here. But if it was, this one is crossed out because it was the main navigation, but now since the screen is smaller, it got bigger because it went into this bar. So it's quite confusing, but you'll get a hang hang of it once you continue. So we need this to be 12 pixels, and we want this gap to be 8 pixels. That's what it said, right? So let's go back to Chrome. Let's see this. And it says 8 pixels, but each element has a padding. As you can see, there's like an 8 pixel padding. Well, there's like a padding right here, you see? So it's actually a little bit more than these 8 pixels. It's like, I would say around 2 pixels or something like that. And if you scroll all the way in the bottom, you can see the padding of everything. So I can go like this, and I can hover over this certain section. It says 8, so it's like 16, 8. I think we just have to eyeball it. So basically we can go here, and we need to make another stack because it's inside of another stack. And this stack actually has to be filled. This one has to be filled in terms of the height, and the width has to be fit, but it has to have a little bit of a left and right padding, I would say. Actually, it should be like 8. So now we got that. We can duplicate it, and then we come over here and we can make 2 other images, or we can just add an icon. So we can go over here, search icon. We can get this one. We can choose an outline one. We can do search, and something else like cart or shopping bag. Here we go. And let's make this let's see what color this is in Chrome. This one. This is this one, which is basically 80% black. Okay. So we go back to Framer, make it just like they did it, like this. And then let's make it the same size as the logo. So go like this, boom, boom. And you can actually make this smaller somehow. Just eyeballing it. Not so important for now. We're not using the same icons. And then it still looks kind of small, like the gap looks kind of, you know, too narrow. So we can do something like this. And then I guess they have a bunch of other ones. So like they have a bunch of other navigation points. So we can just duplicate them a few more times by doing this. And then it'll be something like that, right? So we got this main navigation kind of done, and now we want to do the second one, which is basically, I would say if we go hover over it, it will be icon. So if we click on this, we can see what type of file this is somehow, right? So we have the figure, icon, and it's this one. It's an image. It's an SVG, right? So it's like a vector graphic. So we can, for now, just use an image placeholder and then add the text and text, right? So let's do that. So we go back to Framer. We get the thing like this. Let's see how big so it's 27 times 56. So we can go 27, 56. That doesn't look right. So let's go back here again. Background size. Let's see. Well, it does look good. It's just, it's a watch, and then it has this 28.5 pixel padding. So we can go like this, and then we can put this in a stack, and this stack would have 28.5 on the right and on the left. So here you would see the image, and then here you can just replace the image. And then let's just get one of these nice navigation points, and let's see how this is structured. So you can see it's in one stack, and then you got stack 1, stack 2, stack 3. This is going to be 12 pixels, this is going to be 10, and then we got this color, this red color, which is basically a orange. No, let's go back, let's choose this B64400. So let's just do this, and we go B64400. So this is kind of like an orange. So we got new, Apple Watch Series 10 and new. And then let me just write that real quick before I forget. So Apple Watch Series 10, and we got new. And we want to put this together, of course, but we want to also see kind of okay, so it has a max width. This has a max width, as you can see here. So that's why the Apple Watch Series 10 is going, it's compressing. So this has a max width. Okay, so let's try this out. So first thing that we know is that we got these three, and we got to put them in a stack. Boom. So we got our stack. We got to now, let's put this in a fixed size. So we can do something like this. And we can try to see what's the spacing between everything here. So if we were to go like this, we can also see that. And we can see usually you would see, okay, so it has a margin of 0. So what you would do is we go here and we put a gap of 0. And there's 0 padding as well. So this height has to be fit content, and this width has to be fit content, I believe. If that looks like it, right? It does look like it. Well, maybe there is a padding somewhere. Let's see. Padding block 4 pixels, is it that one? I guess it's 4 pixels. So let's see. No, it says 0. Okay. So let's just keep it like that. And we gotta center this text. We gotta center everything. So this text has to be centered. Boom. And I think we're done for now. Let's see how this is looking like. We can compare. Oh, it's looking good. So let's just go here, let's do this, and let's put in fill. All right. And then what we can do is we can basically just get this stack, duplicate it, delete everything from here, and bring this in here. And we gotta increase the size of the second stack. Okay. Height fit content. All right, there we go. Now it's looking much better. Let's make the height fit content. So we just gotta make sure everything is fitting the content inside. Good, this is looking good. This should be gap 0 of the main frame. And this one has a padding. This stack, as you can see in the green. So we're going to click that and see here it has a padding of 12. Right, so we can go back here and choose this stack and put a padding of 12 on the top and the bottom. So now we got this card with this stack, and we can duplicate it a few times. Let's see how it looks like. Yeah, it would look something like this. Some of them would have this with this new thing, and some of them wouldn't. Right? But we don't want it to collapse down like this. We want it to actually stay up. Right? We want it to stay up like this. So that's pretty much it for this one. Now we can just do this second one right here, which is pretty easy. We can just highlight over this. It has a padding on the green thing. You can see 9 pixels. Oh, 9 pixels. And then you see that there's a space in here with a stack and then another stack, right? Basically, we can just go like this, copy this one, duplicate it, bring it underneath this one. Oops. So let's just make sure that it's underneath. Here you go. And keep this stack, delete this image, delete these things, and keep one of these. And then basically we can, and then we got to add that padding that they were talking about. So this one has a padding on the top and bottom of 9. No, not left, sorry. Top and bottom. And then it has this text, which is this one. So there's 2 texts. There's this one and then there's this link. So what we can do, right, is we can go here and duplicate this. And let's kind of copy this, go back to Framer, paste it in, and then go back here, shop Apple Watch, and paste it in here. And we can see what the color of this blue is. So if we were to 0066 cc, 0066 cc. Here we go. Voila. So that's basically it. And then we got this one here. This is like a gray. So as you can see, 5F, 5F, 5F7. So we can just add that as the background color of this one. F5, F5, F7. And boom, there we go. And then you can just replace these images with whatever image you want of these, of the iPhone. And then you'd be done. So let's just do one last thing. Let's see here. Let's just see what we got here. We got the Apple Watch Ultimate Device for a Healthy Life. And then we have a nice video playing, right? So what we want to do is we would just want to add that. So let's go again, inspect, and click on this thing. And we have one stack for both of them, right? As you can see in the blue area. And there's only padding. There's only padding on the top, 80 pixels. So we can do that by doing the following. So we go here, we go to this stack, we duplicate it so it goes underneath. We add the top padding of 80. There's no bottom padding, so 0. And we are going to have 2 stacks. So let's see, we got stack 1, which is going to be, so we got stack 1, we got the main stack already, and then we got stack 1, which is going to be this with 2 inner stacks, and then we got stack 2. And so stack 1 is going to have an 80 pixel padding. that's interesting. There's no gap, but there's a padding that they make. I would personally think that a gap would be better. So let's just do it. Let's just actually do it like they do it. So let's just add a padding. So we got one stack with 2 other stacks, and then the parent stack is going to have a padding. So we have this. Actually, let's delete this one. So we got this, we got this. And this is going to have 80 pixels on the bottom. The height is going to be fit content. And then we're going to put the width as fill. And we're going to put distribute space between. And then we're going to go back to Chrome. We're going to select this Apple Watch. We need to see how big this is. This is 80 pixels, right? So Apple Watch, and let's make it 80 pixels. So 80, and this is obviously a bigger, a thicker font. I would say something like bold. And then we have the ultimate device for a healthy life on the very right. So the ultimate device, break a heavy life. So break means that there is a break between the 2 texts. That's why when I copied it, the second text automatically went underneath, right? So we have this. How big is this font? Let's check just by hovering, 28 pixels. 28 pixels. Just go here and we can go 28. Boom. We got that. So that's the first stack. First stack is done. Let's duplicate. And now we want to have this one going like this. And here we don't want text. We want a video. And we want this video to be centered. So we want to bring in a video component like this. And bring it in here. Let's remove this bottom padding because I believe this video one doesn't have a padding. 0, 0, okay. Okay, so there's no padding, so we just got the video and it has like these round edges. So we can click on that again and go on top and look for that. So we can look for that corner radius 40 pixels. Okay, so we go back to Framer and let's do the corner radius 40 pixels. And obviously this is going to be much bigger than what we have, 1252 times 680. So let's do it while we 1252. So it's going to be something like, well, basically we can just fill it up. Then we can put 680 like this. All right, so it would be something like this. And we would need this too for the other devices. Basically, decrease in size. So everything needs to be filled. This obviously we can, I'm just making this nice now, but this is not the whole point of the video. So the whole point of the video is to make this, and we did it. So we have this based off of an inspection that we did over here. We now have this basically over here. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was pretty cool to make. Hope you guys learn how to use the inspector tool in Google Chrome. It's something that I use every day. So hope you guys start learning it too. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me and write down something in the comments or something. Join my Discord, it's down below as well. My Patreon, where I basically post almost every day of me building stuff. And yeah, hope you guys have a wonderful day today. And yeah, thanks. Bye-bye.